Sidney Lumet directs films. His energy on a set gets everybody's motor going.
Let me change you.
This is the second picture I've done with him. Keeps you on your feet. Keeps you moving. Like, we had to do buses on this, police cars. Inspected every one of them, went through the lights, through the siren number, through the color. Like these here things, you had to measure exactly the way the New York City Police Department is. And he's rough. He keeps me moving.
Really, working on his pictures are a pleasure, except for one thing, that you really can't rest with them. Next setup.
Fellas! Now, fellas, you gotta pay attention. I said guns down. Guns down. The guns have already gone down. That's for everybody. Guns are down. I told everybody. We go again.
Muki Munkachi, still photographer, works on his 7th film with Lumet.
And we really have fun in the picture. I worked with him on the very first one, The 12 Angry Men.
Guns are down, people. Pay attention.
And he's real fast on a draw. There's no two ways about it. He's right there, 1, 2, 3. He sets up the scene for you, and it's a real pleasure to be with a guy that knows his stuff.
Crowd!
Channeling that energy into motion pictures, the director is a virtuoso at staging controlled situations like this. He did it with 12 Angry Men, the Anderson tapes, and Murder on the Orient Express. This film will be no exception. Lumet tells what it's like.
This one sort of developed its own sort of white heat, and finally, really, over the last 3 weeks, it was sort of pushing us more than us doing anything about it. It was telling us sort of it was a lovely state to be in.
Dog Day Afternoon. Lumet's new film is one of those stunning examples of the truth being so strange, it becomes super fiction.
When you see me disappear into the barbershop floor.
It dramatizes a real and rather extraordinary bank robbery which took place in Brooklyn on a torrid August day in 1972.
We are set. You tell me when you're rolling and I'll get out of the street. Cue them. Action! Here they come.
The film also reunites the Serpico team of Sidney Lumet and actor Al Pacino.
What's he doing? When you get back over there for? What are you doing? Look at him with him. Get over there.
To stage a human dilemma of 2 hold-up men pushed into taking 11 people hostage and holding an army of police at bay, it helps to have a strong understanding between actor and director.
Pacino, he's one of those rare talents. He's incapable of a fake moment, of anything false happening. You can't beat him into it, because he doesn't exploit himself in any way. Just works completely honestly.
Al Pacino portrays a man driven to the very edge. His talent for being able to walk a fine line between explosive hysteria and controlled violence was a hallmark of his performances in Serpico, Scarecrow, and The Godfather. Lumet built his bank near the site of the actual robbery.
We built the bank inside of a warehouse. We found this enormous empty warehouse. The street was perfect, and I wanted the street for exteriors. It was so, again, naturalistically recreated by Chuck Bailey, the art director, that literally, the first 4 days, strangers would stop by and want to open an account.
Is that you and El Greeno, old birds? We're in phone communication, waiting on you. You get into position, pussy?
A banner headline story that hot day in August, actually watched by millions on television. The bizarre events are authentically detailed in this screenplay about a bold attempt by a pair of totally ineffectual amateurs.
Viney speaking.
All right, Mal, here's your toilet.
It's for you.
What?
Telephone call. For you.
John Cazale, who played Pacino's brother in The Godfather, is the other bank robber.
Yeah. Who's this?
They worked for 7 weeks, both day and night, finishing 3 weeks ahead of schedule. It is his relationship with people like cinematographer Victor Kemper and the rest of the crew that enables Lumet to do this. and frees him to concentrate on his actors.
There's such a connection between Al and myself that at the end of the take he looks over and he knows whether we're going to go with another one, or I'll know whether he wants another one. Because you develop terrific shorthand, you find an immediate kind of response. The communication is so intuitive. He feels totally secure in the most personal exposure with me, and I feel the same with him. And that's something that time and working together, only that can take care of it. Nothing else can give you that. The movie had to be done not even in a realistic style, but a naturalistic one. Your attention had to be on that literally every frame. The film shows it in the sense that it's incredibly detailed, despite a totally improvisational feel about it.
You the driver?
Yeah.
All right, I want to check it out.
At no moment does it ever bridge into what, in my opinion, is exploitive.
These seats come out?
No, bolted. You the man, huh? I was watching. I saw you, man. You should see yourself. You wouldn't believe it.
I believe it.
Then there was the question of how to keep it humanized, keep it from being freak time, and still without fudging the issue. There's no point in doing a movie about a guy who holds up a bank and holds 9 people hostage for 13 hours and say, well, he's just like you and me. He's not like you and me. So how to find the human dilemmas in terms that we can understand.
China marker time.
But even Sidney Lumet's control on the location can be limited, especially when it comes to the elements.
Temperature's dropping, Bert. Temperature's dropping. Do what you can about it. Okay, stop it. Sidney wants it to be 50 degrees and no wind. Now get on it. So on and so forth, so on and so forth, and forward you come. And we carry him forward. Right, he starts over to there. Okay, people, let's settle down. Here we go. Take your place. Hold the front, comes quiet. Comes off. They're all attention here. Now this row of police should be back further. Where I placed you yesterday. Back to the second row of cars, fellas. Nobody's up this close. All right, very quiet down there now, please. Stay on it. All right, roll it. Speed, instinct. Back on exit.
Every setup in the film has been carefully rehearsed, every step. In a tense scene like this, as the hostages move toward a limousine that will take them to the airport in an escape jet. It's the kind of thing this director does so well.
Just keep holding here. Hold it. All right, break it on 3, okay? Not yet, don't break. 1, 2, 3, go. We did it. We did it.
We were there for a long time. We had 7 nights of night shooting, during which you're disturbing people enormously. You've got lights on their fire escapes and on their roofs, and you're making noise all night. And they were marvelous. We didn't suddenly arrive, wake somebody up at 4 o'clock in the morning and say, can we put a lamp out here? Everything of that had been worked out in advance, so we could tell people precisely when we would be there, how much we disturbed them, and so on. It couldn't have gone more smoothly.
Leaving now. Want no trouble en route.
This is how it happened that night in 1972. And this is the atmosphere that Lumet recreates. If a writer had thought up this story, it would be dismissed as too weird, too unbelievable. But it did happen in Brooklyn. It did capture the curiosity of the entire country. Now, in Dog Day afternoon, through the imagination and efforts of a group of filmmakers, those dramatic events are being relived.